Hello again. Recording. I think
What happened to the old headphones?
the musicians. Anyway, I don't really.
She looks at the record. The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible, like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders.
No, man, fuck that. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about.
She's shivering a bit.
Thanks. Go ahead. Hello again.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands. She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The wind howls. It's real. Tell her.
What is? I know. I'll stick to it.
Something changes between you two.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer? Oh.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the other.
Okay. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandma. And then he stopped, right? It was too...
Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail.
Why? Okay then. They certainly do.
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Are you sure you're sure? Okay. The Pale is the Isola, windy, Seol, an oceanic acronym. That's right. The negation of being. Yes. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale? You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. I hope so.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself.
You have me. I will assist you in any... Glad to have been of assistance. The little... You're back. More lessons in basic reality?
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs. Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins. Yes, he lost his mind, Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. Don't worry, Emil. He pulls it out. We always do.
You? You're an officer of the RCM. Preciso Mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement. Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital. Truly moralist of you. The coalition government would applaud you for staying out. There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. They called it the International Zone, because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, nothing more nor less than the... Yes, that means not de jure. Permit me... And if those authorities... Glad to have been of assistance. Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? An installation. Us poor people are stupid and don't get installations. All I see is a heap of trash. This actually calls for a funeral, I think. Hi. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all? Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you gonna take it from someone who's been through a few funerals? It's easiest to just...
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You could always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
I understand, believe me. I really do. I think about all the frivolous side, but daydreaming is a rich man's game. At sea, you can't afford to be careless and dream. Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. Yes, that's... Sorry I couldn't help you out. Really? A lot of stuff. Intense. You're like some kind of dark terrier with your endless searches. Maybe there's something else I can help you with then.
Ага. Типа привет.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, the faucet is quite terribly mangled. You handle the chain cutters deftly. Told you that you needed those. The mirror begins to clear slowly. The bed is still cold from the... It's not easy.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark.
Recorded in you forever.
On.
Behold,
You can never forget this shit.
it's not
You're the
reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you?
It's too late.
For the working class, for the money, for the greater, for Revacon.
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists.
Are you sure? You could be closing the door on a really... I knew you couldn't resist. So now you're gonna change the world. But how? He's got no idea what he's in for.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Hey, Moneymouth. Eendrak, the impeccable hustler provider of the 7th generation. It's showtime with Savvy. What's up? I'm worried about what's down, broke boy. I'm talking about... That's right. It's time to stop muttering about your economic self-interest and actually do something about it. Yeah, I heard you back there. What the hell was that? Superstar talk? Good one, hustler. Gotta keep the dream alive. But it's day 4. Listen, if you really want to make it in the big leagues, you need to reconceptualize. You need to become a millionaire. Now, how do you become a millionaire? Those guys, they're all financially illiterate. Only Savvy here knows how to dazzle and embezzle money out of investors' pockets with the ancient Samaran tribes used carved rhodochrosite to represent their wealth. The bigger the boulder, the more money. That money is only one form of capital. Human relations are another. You're focusing on the wrong things. It should be the other way around. Old mitered money showing up at your doorstep, begging for a slice of cake. We're getting somewhere. But what project? And what? One coin. The first of many. Imagine so many coins, not unless you have thousands of them stuffed away in Of course you don't. You've never even been close to a sum with more than 3 zeros. But Savvy's got your back. Savvy's going to book you a charter flight with 80 birds of prey on board to a land with a street. Are you in? The spirit of ultra-liberalism, your charm, your spin. Attaboy, welcome to the final grind. Here we operate with money on a much higher level than the ordinary citizen. Let's start by getting you into the lucrative art market to diversify your assets and increase your ROI. Interesting. Are we speaking of visual art or something more conceptual? Don't be silly. The art market isn't about art. It's about gatekeeping. Speculative music is a pet project, not a viable business scheme. Let's return to it once you've set up your estate. Stop thinking of it that way. It's not a painting. It's, what is this? The turn of the century? The world's moved beyond paintings. You want something experimental. Don't listen to this fool. It's not about the artists. It's about the buyers. You can't hang vapor porn in the foyer of your chalet. He's also 12. We don't want to attract the attention of tax collectors. He does have potential. Defying authority. That child's a common delinquent, not an artist. You're right. She has the poise of a struggling artist. Very tangible. Go and support her like the state never could. Everyone must know that you're a big
Хуйня какая-то. С моралистами мне больше нравилось. Типа ответственность. Хуй знает, что выбирать.
Ah, smallest church in Saint-Saëns. It was all right.
Oh, hello, goodness.
He's...
Oh, but I am...
You haven't, however.
Oh, you don't want to hear about...
Reflects.
Well, it was...
She'd bet on...
The strangest moment. I didn't know this. I tried.
Where did you go?
For years, we were on...
So that's how they met.
Our first...
The size.
Not all of... It's hard...
What if it is?
Of course. So, you trying to tell us you saw...
I thought it was...
But I don't believe.
You're welcome.
And she could get up and walk.
You know...
Of course I've...
Yes. What? That was pretty good, Harry.
Whoa. How does she know you?
That was, yeah, horrible.
Jean, he's not right. Don't make it worse. And
She actually did.
yes, I called you God. Everybody.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you.
it's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality.
Skulls. Now there's a Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
The palm tree livery should be...
I can see it. Bright as day.
Six crumbling. This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit...
The revolution. It's about girl. Yes, but not this. Maybe.
The petals feel... Wait, have you noticed there's a war...
Vigilance officer? What? I prefer the old name. Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary flowers. You know what? No. They brought me misery. False hope.
You stirred up some bad memories there.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sold the ID for you, was it? She gave them to me too.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gas.
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month. There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual. Revival Fair of 91 in the Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lion's name. This was the happiest day of my life. I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation.
The Akira operation was a 7-year campaign, during which Suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people.
I won her back, but while I was dealing with some...
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you...
Dark cloud.
Those days and memories are gone.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's...
Vigilance officer? Yes. I was standing right here. I saw it. Why are you telling me this? No! I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish with this. Son, all of this is very unprofessional. Makes me think the citizens' militia is nothing but a badly organized
We're not. The officer was just...
You are representing an organization, an insignia, and...
It's clear these words mean a lot.
Everything you do reflects on the idea and the people you are representing. When we think of the RCM, we think of you. Please make it a pleasant thought.
Yes, well, let's just wrap this up and...
Fine. You live, learn, and move on. The matter is closed. Now what can...
The tear machines, your bottles clunk into the machine.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. I don't know about that. Anyway, like I said before, Bossman said that Weasel's not a friendly boy. So, thanks for helping out. The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the...
How does it come up?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it.
It's implied. He finds it unlikely.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing...
He is sincerely grateful. He is not tracking down pieces of armor right now. Opioid receptor antagonist. Halt. Put down the pipe, scumbag. The narc is on the scene, and he's gonna tell it to you straight. Drugs? Hola, Wandering Man. Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment. I don't know about that. To get me into...
What happened?
I was asked to...
Did you?
At first I thought, so I went to this... Serves me right for doing menial footwork. It's a minor. I learned.
What else?
Not much. I did some research into
How does...
in parts. So, as I count, there are... Oh, they're just gone. They don't...
All of it?
It's simple.
And Mesky is epic then. No problem.
He is...
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a... Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on it.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but...
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union... Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race signs. He's had enough of that. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there? Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys. Honestly, Harry, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect. You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to... I shudder to think what you're going...
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his...
The golden boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course, my friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez... You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing.
Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you don't know his full plan. Perhaps he expected trickery. Perhaps the signatures weren't important. The point is, do not think you're ahead of him.
Order it? You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that. Glad you asked. I've got type 2 diabetes because sugar and fat was all my mother had to give me and my brother Edgar. Good job too, as it made me ugly. And ugly people, Harry, are much...
That is true. People don't trust pretty people.
Why a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from it?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pine. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men. Or 15 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moral. You're not an ultra-liberal, Harry. Get the fuck out of here. Don't be a retard. Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them some? We're not gonna give nothing. We're gonna take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gate.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He does.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Tits from her arsehole. It's a local
Actually, no, it's not.
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It's already happening. No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss.
He really doesn't know. A guy, huh?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet socialist.
He really doesn't.
$2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
2,373 is... And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan?
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samarin. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column.
In bulk shipping, large volume column is a major buyer.
We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off Risperidone.
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored. And Risperidone is...
And the kids on the street can get speed and...
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just... But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share.
He's basically admitting to it.
Oh, Harry, you've misunderstood. I have no drugs in my hands. It's all far... Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who... I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth. And everyone's gonna pull their weight.
Вообще, прикольный персонаж. Типа, нарисовали заебись ебало. И, типа, он сидит в своем кресле, блять, видно, как он довольный. И жесты всякие пускает, и этот текст, как сказать, когда он вот ходит вокруг да около, лыбится, шутки кидает, типа на отвлечение, смену темы. Прикольно, прикольно.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
No, no, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical boys. Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering? Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means to me, because in many ways, you are that working man. You have already done so much work. We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in...
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character. So what?
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as...
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your...
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debardeurs Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building. As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable.
We might be looking at someone with a medical history here.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady.
There it is again.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally...
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now...
She will be there. From 22.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Harry! By now, you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving...
Да, согласен. Голос, кстати, тоже. Он такой прикольный. Ну, блин, типа... Очень классно персонажи сделали. Очень классно.
Well, Let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy it.
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the...
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland. There's nothing left. But mark my words, officers. We are going reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on a... Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. I accept your salute, Harry. All of it is true. I've got the centre, I've got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years I'll get the church too. The wheels are...
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about... And then there will be a giant statue of him, towering above it all.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, kids off speed.
You would look nice as a statue.
Damn right I'm up to something, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as Joyce Messier. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace. Great, Harry, great. I think we've truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but I'm always happy to educate and entertain you. Very nice, Harry.
Ну, вообще, по идее, он и должен пугать. Типа.
Magnesium-based life form. We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon.
Хуйня. Ну, типа, да. Ну... Слишком хорош, как бы. Да. Снова весь этот пиздеж проходить. Пролистывать, блядь. Кошмар.
Now, what can Everard Clare, mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god, how did that get in? Damn it to hell, Harry. Honestly, Harry, we might be You're right.
Not for 1 second did he believe.
The golden boy, my friend, the mailman, you're in my inner...
Well done. You don't know his full plan. But
Harry, well...
He proud...
So the village...
You were there. Reset. Harry. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this I accept your...
There is and then there will be a giant...
I'm not a
You would look nice as a statue.
Oh, I do, Harry. I really do. I'm gonna make the working man richer than Joyce Messier. Order it. You know my men did... Glad... Good job.
That is true.
Why...
And what do...
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. Harry, we outnumber... The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The left... Harry, there is no... We're not gonna give nothing. We're gonna take to...
The word fuck.
So that's why you...
Yes. It's also why I let tits from...
Actually...
Because it's already happening. No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Everard Clare. couldn't have done it without him.
Ну, я точно не знаю, но... Потому что я не проверял и нигде не узнавал, но вообще, учитывая, что озвучка появилась только в Final Cut, ну, то есть вот последнее издание, то есть финальное, и учитывая, что челы откладывали на полгода там или что-то больше эту озвучку, и говорили, что очень проблемно делать озвучку, я что-то сомневаюсь, что она есть на любом другом языке, кроме английского.
He really a guy, huh?
I don't.
He really doesn't.
2000.
And they're all well motivated. At least
Oh.
clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure,
That's
drug trafficking.
Drug traffic. All they do is produce components. The company thinks
In bulk.
we're gonna
Benefit is
And the kids.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. But if I...
he's basically admitting to it.
Oh, anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical Let's look at the big picture. I'm gonna unite them all.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost...
No, boys. Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated martinis and its many Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You have no idea how much you can
There's something different about him now. He's more...
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. An old...
This must...
Yes, the same...
Union boys got...
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men. As I said...
We might be looking...
Unfortunately...
There it is.
I, for one...
It actually sounds...
I already have...
She will be there.
More fun stuff. Seems like we...
Great, Harry. This has been so great. I'm so...
You might have no...
Oh my...
Mr. Clare, besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can set, but of course, Jean-Luc, my boy. And you can find Jean-Luc down at the gate. I'm always happy to... Very nice...
Я еще не ебу, чё вкидывать, блядь, у меня вот поинты лежат. Как бы хотелось бы взять технику, но нахуя мне техника, если мне, типа, техника для того, чтобы ходить без людей, а у меня кучу говна, чтобы общаться с людьми. Типа, но все равно хочется, хуй знает зачем. Координация, по идее, нужна будет. Ну, а может не нужна, я не ебу. Тоже. И хотелось бы вот эти вот все на единицу вкачать, потому что они слишком слабые у меня. Ну, типа, хуй знает. Еще в интеллекте покачать, ну, там, драму, визуальный анализ, логику. Сложно, пиздец, блядь.
mister. I'm not gonna bother. Mr. Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does, but a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not, huh? Sure, mister. He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him. Like once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. Yeah, I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that. Who do you mean, mister?
You do realize he might just be a figment of your imagination, right?
I don't know anyone like this, mister. Maybe he's one of Mr. Everett's fancy friends. He knows all kinds of fancy people.
He really feels very uncomfortable discussing matters related to everything.
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you.
He's probably one of those rare specimens who are born when two drunk seamen stumble on top of each other on the deck amidst a storm.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Everett would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister. The night guard. Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow. He's the strong son. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down at the plaza. I think he's the only fellow. They lived on the same street their entire lives. Even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember. Strange fellows. Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember once. Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember.
Mr. Martin, Gaston also taught history and human studies to the Clear brothers.
Sure, mister.
Unpromising race pupil returns. So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had it.
You're so nope.
There's a but.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic help. Yes, that is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
Отличный выбор. 10 из 10, миллион из 10, блядь. Ладно, похуй, наверное.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Это можно ночью было сделать. Кучу времени займет.
The woman's gaze follows.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Реально.
Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Are you cops or what? Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm cut.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuhn. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him,
Мне
walking
кажется,
past
блядь,
him.
от этого все в пизду укатилось.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray. Farewell, Hamson Witch. You are a...
Ладно, это было быстро. Последствия такие себе, конечно.
Hola, wandering man.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on!
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and...
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaut. So?
You should thank him.
What? Don't be playing Kuno off as a snitch, bitch. The old...
Are you
This is some ancient bullshit, people. Kuno would rather...
You found a real nice button to push. Turned the tables on him.
Блять, нет, я не это хотел сделать.
He fucked the tree. Shoot that shit at Kuno. So?
You should thank him.
North Jamrock. Kuno meant everything north of 881. The rooster fucked Kuno's words up. Kuno doesn't do south.
Kuna appreciates you recognizing him as the sovereign of Jamrock.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like...
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. Get the after this shit. You better have something real interesting to say.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim.
The RCM's 4-phase murder.
The fuck are the cops gonna cut his shit up?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup. An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able. Usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Your station would not have...
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, Looney Rooney! Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell. You must have me confused with the Coppapedia. You, sir, you are the Coppapedia.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity. I mean when I need you to. Until then, I should have...
You're being handled. If you resist now, he will turn on his heavy-duty authority mode. You will get your chance to dig in later.
That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. Yeah, we got this. We're smart. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first.
That's you.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings. Just
KK57.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57. Followed by his date. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
And what would that make the alpha?
HDB 41. 08 11 11 10 15. It's understated.
Good. Let's go with it.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
We've heard the nom de guerre. Lely. It's better than nothing. Write it down. What's next? NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi, the pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither Mondi.
Fucky fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and...
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is
HDB 41 0803.11.
I'm not seeing anything yet, but we know there's tampering here. Write down yes, non-visual, corroborated by witness. See report. Good.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row. Lieutenant Nick Feuerbat puts elsewhere yet. An obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRR.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think.
See?
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else. Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.1 tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is... Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. The stench is suffocating. More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head. There, dead man. You were someone's child. The lieutenant watches you in silence.
That was some sick.
Lividity appears consistent with hanging, albeit faint. Ergo post-mortem. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head and chest.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below.
See?
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his... Would it be a good idea to cut the knot instead of the belt? Seems the more conservative approach. You Jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid. A really bad smell is coming from there now.
Yeah, fuck him!
Told you my pig was hot.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. That he was dead. Yes. They moved fast. This chest is intact. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact.
No! I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. They are combating. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to...
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active
We have a real... Last item. Hands.
His flesh is cold.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Kobo. What can I do? I did, Kobo, I did. Reminded me of when we should do this more often.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. Not particularly.
It is very hard to struggle when you're dead.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Я позже еще включу, пока... Типа, пауза. Пауза. Вот. Так что, блядь, кнопки нажмите, пожалуйста. Да, на час, 2, может 3. Что-нибудь в таком духе. Конец.